So, what if you could actually decode the secrets to a happy, long-lasting marriage? And I'm not talking about opinions or guesswork. I'm talking about decades of real scientific research, watching thousands of couples. Well, that's exactly what Dr. John Gottman did in his famous Love Lab. And trust me, what he discovered can totally change the way you look at relationships. It all kicks off with this wild claim from Dr. Gottman himself. He says he can listen to a couple talk for just 5 minutes and predict whether they're going to make it or not. I mean, how is that even possible? Is he a mind reader, some kind of psychic? Nope, it's just science. And this is the number that should make you sit up and listen. 91%. That's how accurate he is. This isn't a fluke. We're talking about 16 years of intense research, bringing real couples into his lab and monitoring everything from what they say to how fast their hearts are beating. He found unmistakable patterns that separate the couples who are masters of relationships from the ones who are, well, disasters. Now, to figure out what makes a marriage work, Gottman had to start by understanding why they fall apart. He found that there are some very clear red flags, some major warning signs that a relationship is headed for trouble. And here is the first huge clue he uncovered. A whopping 96% of the time, you can predict how a couple's argument will end based on just the first 3 minutes. He calls this a harsh startup. Think about it. If a conversation starts with sarcasm or blame or just general negativity, it's pretty much guaranteed to end on a sour note. That harsh startup, though, that's just the opening act. It paves the way for the main event. Gottman found 4 communication styles that are so destructive, so toxic to a relationship, he named them after the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. Yeah, it's that serious. These are the things that eat away at a relationship from the inside. And here they are. You've got criticism, then contempt, followed by defensiveness, and finally, stonewalling. And what's really incredible is they tend to show up in that exact order. Each one sort of opens the door for the next, pulling the relationship down into this negative spiral. So let's break down that first horseman, criticism. It's super important to note that this is not the same thing as a complaint. A complaint is about a specific thing. I'm upset you didn't do this. A criticism, on the other hand, is a full-blown attack on your partner's character. It's not about what they did, it's about who they are. It's the difference between there's a problem and you are the problem. But as bad as criticism is, the second horseman, contempt, is on a whole other level. Gottman calls this the single greatest predictor of divorce, period. Contempt is any statement that comes from a place of superiority. We're talking sarcasm, mocking them, eye-rolling, name-calling. It's basically poison because you're communicating disgust. So you can imagine, right? If you're being attacked with criticism and contempt, your natural reaction is to get defensive. But the third horseman, defensiveness, is a total trap. It might feel like you're protecting yourself, but really, it's just you blaming your partner right back. It's saying, the problem isn't me, it's you, which, of course, just throws more fuel on the fire. And after you've been through that vicious cycle of attack and defend, eventually one partner might just give up. They check out. That's the fourth horseman, stonewalling. They just withdraw, shut down, put up a wall. It happens when they feel completely overwhelmed, or what Gottman calls flooded. And he did notice this is a bit more common in men, partly because of real physiological differences in how their bodies handle stress. So just take a second here. Do any of these sound a little too familiar? They can pop up in any relationship, for sure. But when they become the go-to way you communicate, that is a serious, serious warning sign. Okay, so we've seen the problem. These big, scary 4 horsemen. So what's the solution? Is it just learning how to fight better? Well, Gottman's research revealed something way more powerful, something more fundamental. The ultimate antidote isn't some new technique. It's the quality of your friendship. It all comes down to this idea he calls positive sentiment override. Now, it sounds kind of technical, but the idea is actually super simple. It just means that you've built up such a huge bank account of positive feelings for each other that it literally overrides the negative stuff that happens. You give each other the benefit of the doubt. So a sharp tone isn't seen as an attack. It's just, oh, they're probably having a bad day. And that deep well of positivity is what powers the secret weapon of happy couples: repair attempts. A repair attempt is any little thing you do to stop a fight from spinning out of control. A joke, a quick apology, even just a silly face. But here's the real kicker. Whether a repair attempt works or not depends entirely on the strength of your friendship. In a great relationship, a goofy smile can stop a war. In a bad one, even the most perfect apology will fall flat. Okay, so how do you actually build this amazing friendship? Gottman gives us 7 principles. And the foundation, the one you have to start with, is this one: enhance your love maps. A love map is just Gottman's cool term for really truly knowing your partner's inner world. And this isn't about knowing their favorite color. This is about knowing what's stressing them out at work right now, what their biggest dreams are for the future, who their rivals are. It's about making real space in your brain for your relationship. So think about it for a second. Who are your partner's friends right now? What is the single biggest stress they are dealing with this week? What are their deepest life dreams? Couples who are emotionally intelligent are always updating this mental map. Because if you don't have it, how can you really connect? How can you get through life's challenges together? So, once you have that foundation of really knowing each other, you can build on it with the second principle. And this is the direct counterattack against that most dangerous horseman we talked about. And there it is. So simple, but so powerful. Fondness and admiration are the antidotes for contempt. If you're actively looking for things to appreciate and respect in your partner, it is almost impossible to feel contempt for them at the same time. It's like a vaccine for your relationship. And the stakes here are higher than just your emotional well-being. Gottman's research and a lot of other studies show a direct link to your physical health. Being in an unhappy marriage can increase your risk of getting sick by about 35%. On the flip side, a happy one can literally make your immune system stronger. And if that isn't enough to get your attention, get this. People who stay happily married live on average 4 years longer than people who don't. 4 extra years. A strong partnership isn't just good for your heart in a romantic way, it's good for your actual physical heart. So at the end of the day, all of Gottman's science, all this incredible data, it really boils down to this one powerful idea. The greatest marriages, the ones that truly last and thrive, are built on a deep, meaningful friendship. That is what protects you. That is what keeps you connected. So the final question to leave you with is your friendship your secret weapon?